Welcome back to part two of our episode with Eloisa Perard, the CEO and president of Gracelight Community Health. In our first episode, we talked about how Eloisa came to be the CEO and president of Gracelight, her journey from being a teen mom to working in HR to becoming the leader of this federally qualified healthcare center and doing the very important work of giving integrated community care in a culturally competent manner to the people in LA. And so we're going to come back to part two and talk a little bit more with Eloisa about impacts currently and the future. Eloisa, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you. The first part has been wonderful. I am so excited about the residency that you have. I don't think you're going to have nearly as much trouble in the future getting physicians to work for federally qualified healthcare centers. I think they just need to know what they are and where they are, and that the opportunities exist. In my experience, this is exactly the kind of work that burnt out physicians are looking for, actually. So I'm wishing you wonderful luck with that. I hope you publish your fantastic results and encourage others to do the same.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very excited about it. And like I said, we matched and we're having our first 4 physician residents come through starting in June. So,
wow. Congratulations to you and to them. It sounds exciting.
Thank you.
So tell us about your goals for 2025. Are there new challenges that you're encountering, and what do you need to meet those challenges and meet your goals for 2025?
Wow. Well, that's a big question.
Sounds like a board meeting. I apologize.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay.
You're like, don't join my board. You're killing me.
I think it's not just me, but all of us in the space right now in federally qualified health centers. Yeah. Top of mind is, I don't have to tell you, we have a new administration. There's a lot of discussion about these executive orders that have come out, how they're going to impact us. And so many of us, just like me at Gracelight, we're working on business continuity plans, right? How do we ensure that this mission continues forward strongly in the face of what today really is just a lot of uncertainty, because we don't know what's going to happen. We just know, there's a lot of uncertainty. So right now, my priority, and like I said, most of my colleagues in this space, is to make sure that we are still treating all of our patients, regardless of their ability to pay. And, that's why we're the CEOs. It's up to us to find the resources to make sure that, that's the hard job, to find the resources to keep moving forward. So most of my goals, although we have other very shiny goals that I'd love to talk about, but most of my brain power right now is all about ensuring continuity, making sure that our patients continue taking care of themselves and that our communities continue to thrive. Aside from that, we're moving one of our largest health centers into a shinier, newer, bigger building. This is a project that's been in the works for a while. So approximately 8,000 patients in the community will be served in a larger community health center. We also purchased a property in East Hollywood where we're considering very early stage, considering the intersection of housing and healthcare and possibly combining them at this new location. So we know that housing insecurity is a huge issue, and wouldn't it be amazing if we could be part of that solution too?
Yeah.
To help bridge the gaps there.
Much needed in LA for sure. Housing insecurity, big problem. And one of the places you get funding isn't just from the federal government. You also get state funding. And fortunately, you're in California, a state that's very supportive of these kinds of initiatives. How's that going?
I mean, you're right. I'm incredibly fortunate to be in California where the insurance system the public access to the insurance system is strong. Uh, I mean, there's still gaps in the coverage, and there always will be, and that's why we at Gracelight have to rely on philanthropy a lot. So we do have alternative funding streams. We receive a lot of support from corporations, foundations, private donors, right? Healthcare. There are a lot of people who believe that healthcare is a basic right and it's not something you earn. And because of people like that, we're very fortunate to be able to continue this mission. And Gracelight has been around for over 100 years. So we have the trust of the community, it's such an important thing to be able to go out and talk about public health in a way that is received, right, from a trusted partner. California expanded Medi-Cal, as you know, not that long ago. We expanded it to every resident that's income qualified, regardless of their immigration status. And right now, something that we're working through, trying to help manage the public fear. There's people that don't want to come in because they're afraid of public charge and immigration issues, and this is a real fear that we're having to combat. And, the other fear is that they'll take that expansion back because there might not be enough funding available. You probably heard recently that the state had to pull $3.4 billion from the general fund to fund the Medicaid program. So there's just a lot of attention on this population in particular. And what we're most focused on is making sure that there is uninterrupted care to the population, regardless of what happens with the funding streams. And that's no small feat.
No. And thank you for doing it and for being there. And so, what I'm hearing from you and what I'm not surprised to hear from you is in this time, it's really important that the private sector, philanthropy, corporate donations kind of step in and invest where they in what they believe to be a public right to help these organizations continue their work and to survive in these times. And yeah, there are a lot of people that believe healthcare is a human right. As a matter of fact, the United Nations believes healthcare is a human right. I would say it's probably a smaller outlier that believes that healthcare isn't a human right. But here we are. And so if you could ask for anything from anyone, if you could be Aladdin, genie with the lamp, what would you ask for to make progress on health equity in our lifetime?
Oh, wow. So many things. Does it have to be one thing?
No.
No. More than I. Health equity isn't something one organization can solve on its own, right? It requires collaboration from all of the different sectors. It's regulators, it's government, it's the private industry. We all play a critical role in making sure that the conditions are good for people to thrive. And so from the public sector, I'd say we need sustained investments in innovation and policy realignment, right? Whether it's supporting workforce development initiatives, expanding Medicaid access, funding community-based care models. We've received a lot of funding for community-based care models that has been very successful in improving conditions of care, improving clinical outcomes. The regulations shouldn't be just about compliance, but also allow us to innovate. There's so many great ideas out there about how to address some of the unmet need, but because of these tight regulatory lines, it's tough to be innovative in this space. And innovation is needed so that we can care for these historically excluded populations. So there isn't one ask. It's really a collaboration across the spaces. We currently work with our state leaders, with our government leaders, right? We work with mission aligned private partners. We partner with the food banks, with the housing community to deliver comprehensive care. And the most meaningful progress happens when we're all arm in arm trying to move together and think about the community needs more than anything else.
Yeah. So important. I mean, I sit here and I think, look, there's two CEOs talking to each other here, both talking to you about how we could have been the forgotten people in society. And this is the reason you invest in people. We don't have to come up with an arbitrary example, right? Look, we're the reason that we believe that investing in every human life is important, because when you invest in people, they're able to do wonderful things and become really productive members of society, and that benefits you. That benefits you directly. I'm talking to everybody out there that's like, what's in it for me? That's what's in it for you. I take care of thousands of people in the worst stages of their life every year. That's what's in it for you. Eloisa is leading an organization that's helping thousands and thousands of people thrive and become working members of your society, to own businesses and innovate, and their kids become the scientists that are going to run the computer programs. And I say, look, just let's trust and invest in people. And that's the same. And government needs to trust, because funding that comes with tight restrictions is just a reflection of a structural lack of trust, right? We can't give you money unless we hold all the strings and tell you how to use it. That is just fundamentally a system of distrust. And when you don't trust people, they can't give you their best, period, in the conversation.
I agree in all ways. Trust and dignity go hand in hand. And so you hit it on the head that when funding streams come down with strong kind of boundaries, it just really makes it impossible to address the need in a meaningful and deep way. These aren't surface level problems. These are deep infrastructure related issues, and a significant investment in primary care is needed to get to the root of those systemic issues.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I must say it has been so fantastic chatting with you. Is there anything that we didn't cover, that I didn't ask for, that you really want to just put out there and have people know, not just about Gracelight and federally qualified healthcare centers, but maybe even about your community?
Well, I'm going to take it back to the introduction when you said, be the mission, because that resonated deeply with me. I would love to go on and talk about all of the amazing services that we provide at Gracelight, primary care, dental, all of the services. We have OB, we have peds, we have optometry, we have pharmacies, right? We're doing everything we can to ensure that our patients have access to all of the services they need. But Gracelight, alone will never be able to make an impact on such an important issue alone, right? And everybody who's listening to the podcast and who's interested in the space, or in their own personal health for that matter, can be part of the solution. And you are part of the solution when you're actively out there volunteering, when you're donating to agencies, if you don't have the time, that are working to find the root of these systemic issues. And hey, listen, the change isn't going to happen overnight. As much as we all wish that we can wave this magic wand and have this wonderful environment. And 9 years ago, me was like, I'm going to be part of the solution in such a great, exciting way. The true courage comes in knowing that change is incremental and having the patience, right? The patience to understand, to listen deeply, and to be part of the mission, like you said earlier, to be part of the solution. So jump in with action, donate, volunteer, ask questions, ask the hard questions, and be willing to listen to the hard answers and accept that sometimes we're part of the problem and we're not even willing to admit that. So, yeah, thank you. This has been such a wonderful experience to talk with you about this.
What an inspirational wrap up. Thank you so much, Eloisa. Please connect and be a part of the solution. This is an opportunity for organizations that have traditionally and for a long time worked in isolation to start working together, to start working in community, to find alignment and to find the intersections to carry out the work from the grassroots. You talked about as a leader how the best solutions come from the people doing the work. And I think organizationally, this is an opportunity for the people, the small organizations doing the work, to bring that all those innovative ideas from the deep knowing, the connection with the people in the community, and bring that together to make real, scalable, high impact change. I think I hear you. You're so proud to do the work you do with the people you do, yet the deep desire and ache to want to do more for more people.
Yeah. Listen, there's nothing like walking through my health centers and seeing my mom, my dad, my teenage self, right, standing there, getting the help that we needed in the way that we needed, because it could have come another way and it just wouldn't have registered. And so trying to figure out what it is that we do to connect meaningfully, that's the key. And we all have a part in that.
Well, I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to have this conversation with you today. Thank you for coming on the show. In our podcast, we highlight often the voices of innovators, leaders, and authors who are championing change and equity in healthcare. But we also talk very frequently about the role of regulation and government policy in making change for healthcare equity. So if you work in the policy sphere, the healthcare policy sphere, or you are a leader and you would like to have your voice and perspective on the show, please reach out. We would love to add your voice to this conversation. Feel free to contact me at Dr. T, Dr. at haew.org to secure your spot on the podcast. And listeners, we need your support. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the change. Please share today's episode with a friend. Leave us a review. Share your thoughts. If you're interested in being a guest or referring a guest, email us and visit https://haew.org to learn more, join us, partner, or contribute. Eloisa, how can our audience connect with you and Gracelight?
Yeah, well, you can follow us at Gracelight Community Health on all of the platforms, at Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, or you can follow me, Eloisa Perard, on LinkedIn, and I'll share all of the highlights and stories of what we're doing. So thank you so much, Dr. Drunkwada. It's been such a pleasure talking with you today.
You're so welcome. Let's amplify the conversation for a healthier and more equitable world today. Thank you.